Hi, I'm Mario Guerra, the two-time former mayor of the great city of Downey, and I'm here today with my co-host of our today's show, Eric Pierce, the editor of the Downey Patriot. And we're here talking Downey with Mario
and Eric.
What we've been doing this last week is to make sure that our community knows the candidates running for the 64th Assembly District that's representing here in the city of Downey. Today we're blessed to have a mayor of Downey, Blanca Pacheco, as our guest, and we wanted to make sure that all our residents and all our communities know about our candidates. So welcome, Mayor Pacheco.
Thank you, and thank you for having me here today. I really appreciate this opportunity to be able to talk to both you, being a former mayor here in the city of Downey, and to Eric Pierce. This is truly a pleasure, so I want to start by thanking both of you for inviting me, and to our residents for viewing in, because it is important to know who you're voting for in every election. It's important, every election counts, it's important, and being engaged, being informed is always something essential. And that's what I tell everyone. Get to know your candidates, get to know your local electeds as well. Have conversations with them. It's very important. Even after we get elected into office, it's important to engage with us.
Great.
Ms. Mayor, thank you for being here. And before we get started, I do want to emphasize that each of the candidates have been invited to appear on this show. So I'm just want to make it clear that we're being as fair as possible, and the point is for us to be informative and like you said, to give our listeners a chance to get to know who's running for office. Blanca, if I can call you Blanca.
Oh, of course.
We've known each other for so many years before you were elected, and now here you are running for state assembly. For those who don't know you, can you talk a little bit about yourself?
Sure, I would love to talk a little bit about myself. So I'm pretty much a Downey girl. Went to middle school and high school here. But prior to that, we moved around a lot as a kid. We lived in East LA, Boyle Heights, Huntington Park. We also lived in Cudahy. So when we lived in Cudahy, I went to elementary school in Cudahy. It was a school called Rita Blair Elementary School, which doesn't exist anymore. But it was a private school where my mom could drop me off at 6 a.m. and then pick me up at 6 p.m. But after Cudahy, we moved to Southgate, and then I went to school here in Downey. I went to East Middle School, and I went to Downey High, and I love my city. We have a great city. But I went to Cerritos College after high school, UCLA, and then Loyola Law School. And after I graduated from law school and became an attorney, I thought, okay, my career pathway is going to be a judge. I always wanted to be a judge and help people. But then I got involved with my community. I got involved in Downey. I got involved with Kiwanis. And for me, the passion of serving was born there. And then I was encouraged to run in 2016, and here I am, 6 years later, and now I'm running for higher office. Never imagined this day would come, but I seen that my passion is helping people, is serving our community, our great city, and our neighboring cities. And what I want to do is I want to go to Sacramento and continue with my passion of service and helping people, because I enjoy helping people as an attorney. I try to treat everybody like family. I give free legal advice, and I want to continue on with my pathway. And you never know, maybe one day I will accomplish my dream of being a judge.
Oh, great. Well, good. So, Mayor Blanca, if I may, so tell us your opinion of, you talk about the state of California. Tell us your opinion of the state of California now. How do you see it today?
I always say we could do better. We can do better as a state. We could do better with education. I feel like we need to improve the quality of education here in the state of California. Public safety, we can do better. So with everything, we can do better. And so when I get up to Sacramento, I will be a voice for our local elected officials, because they're the ones that are here, the concerns, and the ones that get blamed for the concerns. And so when I get up to Sacramento, I want to be an advocate. I want to hear from my local elected officials as to what are the concerns in each city that I would be representing. It shouldn't be a one-size-fits-all, because the needs of one city is gonna be different from the needs of other cities. And so when I get up to Sacramento, I will be a voice for the cities, and I will do my best to do better.
Blanca, so this is a newly drawn district that includes Downey, all the way east, I think, to La Mirada, La Habra, lots of local cities. What do you think is the biggest issue facing our district?
So the biggest concerns that I hear within our district is, one, public safety. Public safety is important. We're seeing a high rise in crime. And I'm fortunate and lucky to say that law enforcement has endorsed me. So I have ALADS, which is sheriffs. I have PORAC. I have probation. I have CHP. I have pretty much all of law enforcement behind me, because they know that this is something that's dear and near to my heart, making sure that our communities are safe. So I will be the voice in Sacramento who will not defund the police, that will be behind our good officers, and will also be a champion on their behalf, on behalf of the good law enforcement, and provide them with the resources that they need, provide them with the training that they need to be successful. But another issue that we're dealing with is homelessness. We still need to tackle that issue. It's a very complex issue. There's a lot that needs to be done, and we need to provide the resources to the city so that way this can be accomplished. And affordable housing. So we are dealing with an affordability crisis, not just a housing crisis. So we need to do more, and we need to do better, and we need to provide resources to cities so that way we can meet the goals of RENA, and which is a little crazy here in Downey. I'm not gonna lie, we have to build approximately 6,500 units here in the city of Downey. So
We're a build-out community,
we're a
where?
built-out city, so.
150-story high building right in the middle of the city, right?
So it's a little crazy.
Right.
Blanca, I'm sorry, go ahead.
But it's affordable housing is also something that's something that we need to work on.
Speaking of affordable housing, rent control, is that something that you support?
I have never supported rent control. I don't think that's the way to solve the issue. The reason is because it affects many landlords. It creates more of a problem because it creates an incentive for a lot of landlords to get out of the market, to sell their units or their housing units and move outside the state and buy outside the state. So it doesn't help us. So I am not in support of rent control. I've never taken that stance when I got on to city council, and my views on that have not changed. And once I get up to Sacramento, my views will not change.
Okay. So, right now, just in recent times, in the last few days, the governor released his budget, his preliminary budget, and it's $90 billion surplus or something like that. So what would you do with the money? $90 billion extra on top of everything else out there. What are your thoughts on that?
So as you know, I'm a board member of the League of California Cities, and I actually shared a video from the League of California Cities. So what we should be doing with, what the governor should be doing with that surplus is providing it to the cities, so that way we can take care of the issues that are concerning with the cities with respect to homelessness, with housing. So that city needs to be, that funding needs to be provided to cities.
Okay. And what would you do, to be specific on there, what would you do with about the gas tax, the gasoline tax? So people have said it, and some of your opponents have said you're the only one on record that wants to keep it for what the reasons out there. How would you answer that?
So so in respect to taxes, I'm very mindful. So I wouldn't say I want to increase taxes. That's not something that I've said. I don't want to increase the gas tax either. That's not something I said either. So we have to be mindful that that gas tax is being used to improve our roads and infrastructures. If we can get funding elsewhere, I may be more inclined to reduce it, maybe eliminate it, but we need to make sure that our infrastructures continue to be built. I am in support of what the governor is proposing, which is to give rebates to families, because families need to be provided with the funding in order to pay the gas. I just went to the gas station, and I paid $100.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts me.
Yeah.
I'm a small business owner, and so I feel it. every time I go to fill up on gas. But if the money is being used to fix our roads and streets, we need to make sure we continue to do so.
Blanca, this is a very open-ended question, but what makes you the best candidate?
What makes me the best candidate is experience. I've been in office since 2016, and I've been involved in numerous organizations. I'm involved with the League of California Cities. I am the second VP for the Mayors and Council Department on the League of California Cities, former chair of the Housing Policy Committee for the Housing Policy Committee for the League of California Cities. I am also the immediate past president for the LA Division, which we oversaw 86 cities of the 88 cities. And then I'm on the state board. I also have experience with local elected officials. That's why I have the most endorsements. They know the kind of person I am. I am the kind of person that listens and sees what's the best for the community. I have an open door policy, and that's why I have support from both Republicans and Democrats, because I believe in being pragmatic. I believe in hearing all points of view and doing what's best. And so I'm going to remain that person. I'm going to remain humble. I'm going to remain with the kind of person with a big heart and just wants to take care of our community. And the youth will always have a special place in my heart. I want to do a lot of youth empowerment programs and youth engagement programs, continue on with programs like Girls on Fire, because that's my passion. As a Kiwanian, you know, our passion is about helping the youth because they're our future. They're going to be our future leaders. They will be taking care of us, and I want to inspire, educate, and see them grow.
I do think it's important to say that I met Blanca through Kiwanis, I don't know how many years ago, but this was long before you ran for public office. And so I just want to put that out there because it is true that you've been involved in the community for so many years.
As a Rotarian, I could care less. No, I'm kidding. No. You know, that's the one thing, the beauty here of the service organizations. I think we have like 14 here in the city of Downey service groups out there. That it's a community that likes to give back, and both of you should be commended for your service in that area. So Blanca, so Downey is what, 25% of the district, I think, and so forth. So tell us what makes, you know, there's some challenges recently here and so forth. Tell us about Downey and how that could be a light or for the rest of the district, if you will.
Well, we still have a great city. We have a city in which others try to emulate. And we do have the city, we are in the city which is the biggest within the district.
Downey is still a city that people aspire to live in.
Right,
Yes.
right.
So people still want to move to Downey. We see a lot going on in our city, from street improvements to businesses coming in, housing development. So there is a lot going on in the city, and good or bad. But I dealt with the pandemic, and what the pandemic taught me is no matter what's thrown at you, you have to continue. You have to get up and continue going forward, and always seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Making sure that the residents see me as a person that is calm, collected, and there to listen and to do my best. And so I'm happy to say I have a great relationship with our city manager. We talk almost daily because we work together in moving the city forward.
Well, nobody was ready for the pandemic. That was just, obviously, and you just had to keep moving forward every day. And we're sitting right now in downtown Downey, as a matter of fact, right next door to Porto's. Mm-hmm. This is Porto's office building. And yeah, when you look outside the window, you see the vibrancy, if you will, of downtown Downey. And I know your office is here in downtown Downey. I know your residence is here in downtown Downey, and this is my office is here. So yeah, we've come a long ways, kind of thing, in the last so many years and so forth.
And you have a beautiful office.
Oh, thank you. I enjoy looking down and looking at downtown Downey, going for walks here for lunch and everything else. So.
And I do want to say, I know you as a Rotarian, you care about the community. So it's a team effort.
Yeah.
I know we always joke and we always
Yeah.
say, oh, we're Kiwanians, or you're
Yeah.
Rotarians, Blue Rotarians, or,
Right.
but at the end of the day, we all care about our
Absolutely.
city. We care about service. We care about helping as many people as possible.
Right.
And we're always better when we work together.
Yeah.
I just think we should, as a community, as a state, we need to stop blaming each other and just all come to the table and work together to solve problems, to solve important problems. Because only when we work together can we solve problems.
Right.
Very well said. And I I know we're kind of going off topic, but talking about Downey and the challenges that are happening, I think it is helpful to remember that even if we disagree, everybody wants what's best for Downey in the long term.
Right.
Yeah,
And so even if we disagree, we want what's best, and that's important to keep in mind.
yeah.
So Blanca, you want to give us any final thoughts and again, more about your candidacy, your final thoughts on why people should vote for you. We're going to let you have the mic on there and speak directly to the voters, and we'll make sure that you're able to share this on there because this is one direct message to the voters.
Well, I just want to start off with just thanking you, Mayor Guerra. Thank you for having me. I've always said this, you are Downey's biggest cheerleader. You've been such a huge proponent for our city, and you have so much passion, so much dedication, and I'm lucky that I'm here with you because of all that you've done in our city, not just as former mayor, but as a Rotarian, and all that you continue doing for Downey. So I just want to say how much of a pleasure and a treat it is to be here. And Eric, we've known each other for years, so I just want to say thank you also. I know you do a lot for the Downey Patriots, so I appreciate this time and this opportunity. And to our Downey residents, thank you. It's because of you that I have been able to serve our community and our city. I have been mayor twice. This is my second term as mayor, and I didn't expect to be running for state assembly. But an opportunity arose, and now I can do more for our city and our surrounding cities. And so I'm asking you to vote for me, Blanca Pacheco, because I have experience at serving on the local level, and I will bring that experience to the state level, and I will be a voice and an advocate for you, our residents, and also for our local elected officials. I look forward to continuing my service, and I want to thank you all for your time and for you listening to this important podcast.
Great. Well, thank you. Listen, it's from our standpoint, it's always important that's the message. Just get out there, make informed decisions, get to know your candidates, and we'll continue to do that and inform our residents. So, Mr. Pierce, anything you'd like to add, sir?
No, thank you both. When you were talking about Mario, I shed a little tear
Oh.
because
Don't be a smart aleck, all right? I'll take the Patriot and just rip it down the middle, We do have a good time.
we have a good time. No, but
I can
thank
tell.
you. Thank you.
Wait, I just have a question. Is it going to be the Patriot that's framed right there that you're going to rip up?
No, it won't be that one. That's the one. That's the one when I brought back the Sister City.
That's right. Mario has some framed Downey Patriots.
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 on there that are my favorites. Okay,
You know how to give your
I know that's okay. That's all good. Well, listen, folks. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being part of this podcast. Keep listening to Talking Downey. We're sponsored by Financial Partners Credit Union. We're going to be talking more about that. But for now, this is Talking Downey with Mario
And Eric.